Hey guys, so okay, I was watching this other girl's art channel, and hold on, and she was talking about soft pastels, the cadmium colors, the cadmium yellow, cadmium red, and excuse me. Let me put this on the ground. Cadmium is a poison. Let's look it up. I want to see what it says real quick. Cadmium. Cadmium. Okay. All right. Let's see. Cadmium is a chemical element. It has symbol CD and atomic number 48. This soft silvery white metal is chemically similar to the other two stable metals in the group 12, zinc and mercury. Like zinc, it demonstrates oxidation state +2 in most of its compounds, and like mercury, it has a lower melting point than the transition metals in group 3 through 11. Cadmium and its congeners in group 12 are often not considered transition metals in that they do not have partly filled D or F electron shells in the elemental and the common oxidation states. The average concentration of cadmium in Earth's crust is between 0.1 and 0.5 parts per million. It was discovered in 1817 simultaneously by Stromer and Hermann, both in Germany, as an impurity in zinc carbonate. Now, let's see. Cadmium occurs as a minor component in most zinc ores and is a byproduct of zinc production. Oh, I didn't know that. It was used for a long time in 1900s as a corrosion-resistant plating on steel, and cadmium compounds are used as red, orange, and yellow pigments to color glass and to stabilize plastic. Cadmium's use in generally decreasing. Cadmium's use is generally decreasing because it is toxic. It is especially listed in the European Restriction of Hazardous Substance Directive. It is very toxic. Now, in oil paints or, excuse me again, oil paints and acrylic paints, it's stable, right? It's not going to hurt you to paint with it, right? Unless you get it on your hands and then you eat your sandwich and then you're eating the paint. Don't eat the paint. Cadmium is poisonous and toxic. But now, in, soft pastels, the powder, it comes off. It goes in the air. Like if you're using it, that it gets everywhere, and I usually blow it off, right? But that's dangerous. I knew that, but I wasn't really thinking that way because, it's an art product. I'm not really thinking about it too often. But yet, this right here it's in a powder form, and if you could breathe it in, and you can actually get a specific cancer for it. In its use, if you get toxic cadmium poisoning in your body, there's a specific cancer. Let's see if I can find it. And but here's the thing, right? I'm showing you my Sennelier kit. Now, they don't have the ingredients to these. They don't, you know what I mean? They're not. There's no ingredients on, because a lot of people who make soft pastels, it's like a secret of how they make it. They all have their own way of making it, and they don't want to tell you the ingredients or how what's in it at all, because it's a secret. But these could have no cadmium at all, or there is cadmium in it. I'm not sure. It's not like you can find out. I don't think you can find out. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Everything I read just now is from Wikipedia. Let's go to. Let me write in cadmium. Wait. Oh. Poisoning. Cadmium yellow. We'll go to cadmium yellow, see what it says. Alright. Cadmium pigments. That's what I should have been reading. Though that other one was really interesting. Cadmium pigments are a class of pigments that contain cadmium. Oh, okay. Thanks for clearing that up for me. Most of the cadmium produced worldwide has been for use in rechargeable nickel cadmium batteries, which have been replaced by other rechargeable nickel chemistry cell varieties such as, I'm not going to, blah, blah, blah cells. But about half of the remaining consumption of cadmium, which is approximately 2,000 tons or 2,200 short tons annually, is used to produce colored cadmium pigments. The principal pigments are a family of yellow, orange, and red cadmium sulfides. Like when you look at your oil paints or your good acrylic paints, it tells you that there's cadmium in it or not. It'll say cadmium free. Oh, look, I got it on my hands. Don't eat it. Or it'll say cadmium. Cadmium is toxic to humans and other animals in very small amounts, especially when it is inhaled. That's what I'm talking about with these things. Like you can use them, and then who knows if you're breathing it in when you're using them. Maybe I should be wearing a mask using this. I don't know. Toxic. Cadmium is toxic to humans. Especially when inhaled, which often happens when working with powdered pigment or breathing the dust from chalk pastels. I didn't read this before I started the video, so I kind of am right. I guess I'm right. As a result, it is not appropriate for children to use any art supplies that contain cadmium pigments. See, However, because the pigment have some desirable qualities such as resistance to fading, some adult artists continue to use them. Now, again, I don't know if they have cadmium in here because they don't even name the colors that are in here. They just gave me this to color in each square just so I know what colors are, what they look like colored. But it didn't have any kind of ingredients in here like, beware the yellows and orange and red are cadmiums. But if you saw the picture here, the cadmium looks exactly like this red. And these are grown up, pastels. You don't buy Sennelier for your children, right? Artists paint, brilliantly colored with good permanence and tinting power. Cadmium yellow, cadmium orange, and cadmium red are familiar artist colors and are frequently employed as architectural paints, as they can add life and vibrancy to renderings. Their greatest use is in the coloring of plastics and specialty paints, which must resist processing or service temperatures up to 3,000 Celsius. 5,430 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh shit. The color fastness cadmium yellow is cadmium sulfite. Pigment yellow 37. So then there you go. You could see it. If you buy Liquitex or Golden, it will tell you. it tells you that it's in there. You know what I mean? Let's see. Is there anything else that I think that I should color up? So anyway, yeah. All right. Safety. Cadmium sulfide. Okay, cadmium sulfide is not very toxic. Cadmium is introduced into the body mostly common through smoking and the diet. Oh, see that? Poisoning by pigments is uncommon, but of continuing concern. Acute exposure to cadmium vapors can arise from welding near cadmium pigments. See, I understand that. You know, and then we have, let me go, what's his name? What's that artist's name? Van Gogh. It just left my brain. Van Gogh was eating his paint. Like, and he went a little nuts, right? Like, maybe not. We didn't know him. Inhalation poses the greatest risk from cadmium pigments through the chemical, though the chemical is very low risk when sealed with a pigment particle because of its insolubility. Sorry. The use of chalk pastels containing cadmium colors is among the highest risk for artists, as these pastels create a dust that can be inhaled. Let's see, where I want to go to cadmium. Let's see, let me write down cadmium cancer. This is the other YouTuber that I was watching was talking about this cancer. Cadmium, cancer-causing substance. Cadmium is a natural element that can increase the risk of lung cancer when inhaled or ingested. Learn about the oh yeah, see more. Let me see more. Okay, occupational exposures to various associated. Okay, so there's a risk of lung cancer, which that's what my dad died from. He was in the Navy, and yeah, and it went away, but then it came back, and then he got it in the brain, and his brother also, the same exact way, and his dad, my grandpa, also. They, like, all three of them died. It was crazy. And that could be from smoking, or they were in the Navy and he was on these boats that the airplanes fly in at, aircraft carriers. He spent a lot of time on there. So, and my grandpa died from a certain kind of cancer in the lungs that was from asbestos. He worked for Corningware all his entire life. It was like his only job he ever had. And Corningware is asbestos, and it's covered, so you're not going to get hurt unless you try to break it open or something. But yeah, so I just wanted to make like a video about this because I think it's very here we go. Cadmium and its compounds are highly toxic, and exposure is known to cause cancer. It is primarily associated with human lung, prostate, and kidney cancers, and recently pancreatic cancer. It has also been associated with cancers of the breast and urinary bladder. I had cancer. I survived cancer. I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I think I was doing really good with these. I did a couple of really beautiful paintings with the soft pastels, but I think the next time I use the pastels, what I think I'm going to do is wear a mask. Yeah. I think the smartest thing to do is to wear a mask when using these. I mean, I love using them, but so, and I should wash my hands, you know. So, that's what I want to make a video about, and maybe warn somebody else and be careful of that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye bye. Coming over to turn you off.